Coming up on 9 News Morning, ahead of a new school year, one school district mourns 2 students killed in a crash. Monkeypox cases continue to rise. This weekend, providers brought vaccines into communities, giving people the chance to protect themselves. Mailboxes sit empty in Buena Vista. Residents instead have to go to the post office to get their letters and for a fee. What's being done to change all of that? Those headlines coming up in just a moment. Right now, we want to wish you a good Sunday morning. Jordan Chavez here with Keely Chalmer, her last regular weekend with us.
Yes.
We know that maybe she'll pay us visits every now and then. You've grown used to her like we have.
I think I'm going to be sleeping in on the weekends now. A little bit at least, just a little bit.
She's not sad at all. That this.
I will, of course, miss you.
Of course.
But it was a fun temporary gig. I was really enjoyable to hang out with you guys and get to know you guys and the wonderful producers. You guys are all awesome here.
We loved having you. And for one of the last times, what's the weather looking like?
I know, I'm going out with a bang, right? Because we've got rain and a lot of it as we head into the afternoon. Let's take you outside right now where we're sitting at 68 degrees. We've got the clouds, a little bit of sunshine, but it is fairly calm out there right now. Again, things are going to be changing, and that will happen right around 2 o'clock when we go under a flood watch. We're talking the entire urban corridor, I-25, stretching from the Wyoming border all the way down through the metro area, Denver, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, and out east along I-70 as well. We're looking at anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain possible in as little as an hour, possibly even 45 minutes in some areas. So a lot of rain, flood watch in effect. So again, if you see flooded streets, turn around and go the other way. We're going to get up to about 87 degrees, so it's going to be a warm day, a little bit breezy as we head into the afternoon as well. So pretty eventful today. Tomorrow things calm down a bit, although we will get some isolated storms in the afternoon and could produce some heavy downpours as well. Then things dry out and warm up as we head into the middle part of the week, back in the 90s.
All right, Keely, thank you so much. Well, the week before school was to start in Douglas County, the district is now mourning 2 of its students. This weekend, the principal of Castleview High School sent a letter to parents telling them of the deaths of Colton Bellamy and Audrey Todd. The 2 17-year-olds would have started their senior year tomorrow. Friday, they sadly died in a car crash, though, off I-25, state troopers say, after their car was hit head-on by a suspected drunk driver. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon spoke to one of their friends today.
I was going to pick up my brother and his friends, and I saw it happen.
It was nearly midnight when 17-year-old Ray Jensen saw a tragedy no one should see. State troopers say on a frontage road near mile marker 179 on I-25, her friends were hit by a suspected drunk driver.
It's absolutely traumatizing, and nobody deserves to ever see that. And nobody ever deserves to get a call and have a police officer come to their front door for an accident that wasn't their fault and their children are passed away.
Colorado State Patrol says 25-year-old Ricky Avalos Trujillo crashed head-on into a car with 4 17-year-olds inside. Avalos Trujillo had minor injuries. Troopers say the 17-year-old driver tried to avoid the collision, but was ultimately struck on the side.
These were my friends, and we were going into our senior year of high school. We were just planning on starting our senior year.
Colton Bellamy and Audrey Todd were killed. The other 2 in the car badly injured.
Colton and Audrey were very good people. Colton, he was a very motivated person, and he could light up a room of people. Audrey was the most beautiful girl ever. She was so smart and she was so intelligent, and they didn't deserve this. They did nothing wrong.
Ray says she wants the community to pray for their families and hold each other close.
I just want people to cherish moments with their friends and hug their friends more and tell them that they love them and stand with them and be there for them, and don't drive drunk. It's not worth it. Wear your seatbelts. It's not worth it.
There. The Colorado State Patrol says the crash is still under investigation. No charges have been filed just yet. In the letter to parents, Castleview's principal says the Douglas County School District's crisis team will be available for students or staff who need support. That team will be at the school Monday and Tuesday during normal school hours. As for classes, though, they were to start Monday, but the principal says they will be adjusting the schedule and will release those details later this weekend. Well, Denver police still won't say if officers shot bystanders in Lodo last month. Police say officers were the only ones to shoot and 7 people ended up hurt, including the suspect police say pulled a gun on them but did not fire. In a little more than a week, we could be seeing police body camera video and halo camera video, So far, we've just gotten some pictures. Denver's Department of Public Safety says he's expecting to release the video on the 16th, nearly a month to the date when the shooting occurred. Police say Jordan Waddy pointed a gun at them and 3 officers fired. 7 people, including Waddy, were hurt. A man is dead after some kind of interaction with an Adams County deputy. Police are not answering any questions about what happened, just that it was a shooting involving a suspect and a deputy. It all happened Friday on Malley Drive, just off I-25 in North Glen. Adams County Sheriff's Office says they were helping Denver police arrest a suspect wanted for attempted homicide. We called Denver police trying to figure out if this was their warrant. They say they could not answer that question until tomorrow. Adams County Sheriff's Office says the suspect in this case, though, had a gun, but we don't know if that person pointed at officers, if that person fired a shot either, or what led up to a shooting between this person and deputies. We're trying to get those answers. All we know is that there was a shooting and the suspect died in this confrontation. An Adams County deputy had minor injuries and was later released from the hospital. They say no one else was hurt. Adams County says the 17th Judicial District's Critical Incident Response Team is investigating this shooting. Come November, voters in Boulder County will have to decide whether to approve a new tax to pay for wildfire mitigation efforts. During public hearings Thursday, the county's Board of Commissioners voted unanimously to put the measure on the ballot. It would establish a 0.1% countywide sales and use tax. That translates to a penny on a $10 purchase. The county would use the money raised on strategic forest and grassland management projects to reduce what it calls catastrophic wildfire risk. It would also extend the program residents can use to make their homes more fire resistant. Well, this week is a big one for the Broncos. Not only does the preseason start a week from today, but come Tuesday, we will get a final decision on the team's change in ownership. That's when NFL owners will cast their vote on the Broncos' new era. That vote is pretty much in the bag, though. And when it's done, the Broncos will be owned by a team that includes Walmart's Rob Walton, his daughter Carrie, and son-in-law Greg Penner. Also on the list are Formula One superstar Sir Lewis Hamilton, Melody Hobson of Starbucks, and JP Morgan Chase, and former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. When that sale finalizes, tens of millions of dollars will be coming back to Coloradans. 90 reporter Marshall Zellinger explains why and where that money has to go.
It may not be our name on the stadium, but we own it. The west side of Mile High has markers for 6 of the 7 counties that help pay for New Mile High. Broomfield is the 7th, but doesn't have a marker because it wasn't a county until shortly after the stadium opened in 2001. When the Denver Broncos sold for $4.65 billion, it triggered a section of the stadium lease agreement that required the Boland Family Trust to share some of the profit with us. $41 million is being refunded back to local governments.
One of the things you're going to be asked to do today is to approve the sharing amount.
The board that oversees the stadium on behalf of metro area taxpayers received an accounting of the dollar amount, which they had to approve at a special meeting today.
That money would come to the district to be distributed back proportionally to the counties and municipalities that paid in the original tax.
Along with the 7 counties, these 40 towns and cities will also receive money back from the Broncos sale. The money will be shared proportionally. Well, what's that mean?
Proportionate would be if City County of Denver contributed 26% of the sales tax, they get 26% of the proceeds.
Until 2011, a sales tax existed in these 7 counties. It was 1 penny on every $10 purchase to cover the $270 million in public money that paid for 75% of the stadium. We are not getting this money refunded directly to us. The lease agreement and state law explain how the money is supposed to be spent. Youth activity programs.
I probably wish it was a little bit more detailed as far as the language. The language is it would be youth, and it doesn't say youth sports, just youth in general, which kind of leads me to believe many municipalities may be thinking of the Parks and Recreation.
Marshall Zellinger reporting youth activity programs include things like swim lessons, after-school programs, and youth sports. However, there is nothing stopping a city from using that money, though, to, say, mow the parks more often. And that is because they say the parks are for the youth. Well, more patients are coming to Colorado to get an abortion. Reproductive rights advocates hope a recent decision in Kansas will keep the patient load from growing.